the cold turkey. So we know that there's multiple income streams. We know that they're money makers. We know that they obviously doing IPOs and they're trading on the exchanges and etc. But just let's get down to me as a simple individual getting involved in the business. So we know that there's different packages from 1,500 and 300 and so forth. Let's just take an example. So they've based their offer on a 150-year-old business principle called a convertible bond. But they have changed the terminology to membership because they actually launched it as a convertible bond. You will see some of the old marketing material will actually talk about a convertible bond, but they've had to change that because each different country has different legislations and rules in that. But simply put, a convertible bond is an agreement between a customer and a business. And it says, right, based on these conditions, I will pay X. The same way you would, let's say, get a government bond. You might have heard of a government bond before, where you might, let's say, buy a government bond for 900,000 Rand, and it pays out R1 million, let's say, in 5 years. There's a term and a payment and a conditional linked around that. So simply put, as a business, not having to sell shares or move anything else, they're saying, right, we will offer you currently 3 times back on the money that you put in. Now, this 3 times ranges from between 2 and 3.5. I have bought a lot of memberships at 2.5. It's currently 3. It can go back to 2.5. It can go up to 3.5. That's entirely up to the company, how the profits are working and how much they want to share with us as individual partners that are joining in to be part of the profits. So let's say we put in 1,000. I buy a membership package of $1,000. That means that the company currently is going to pay me $3,000 back. So how does that work? It works on a minimum of 0.5%, between 0.5% and 1% on the original capital. So that would be 0.5% multiplied by the $1,000, means that I will invest or buy a membership of $1,000, and they will then pay back to me $5 a day until they have paid me $3,000. So let's look and see how long it's going to take me before I get there. I take $1,000 and I divide it by 5. That is going to be 200 days before I've got my return on my initial capital. If I take 3,000 divided by the 5, that's going to be 600 days. So what percentage are we actually earning per month? Well, we know there's 30 days in a month, and we know that we're earning 0.5. So if I go 30 multiplied by the 0, oh, no, again, not by the 5, by the 0.5, that is going to give me a return of 15%. So just in a standard position, you'll be earning 15%.
Your spreadsheet is very small. Your picture is big and your spreadsheet small. Can you make the spreadsheet a bit bigger, please?
Okay, Sanette, it might be your screen specifically. Let me just check with everybody else. What have you seen in full screen?
Rory, I can see it absolutely perfectly.
Okay, Sanette, it must be on
computer.
It might be
it's
on your.
Bigger and it's larger than life. I can see it. It's 100%.
Perfect. Perfect.
Sunette, if you go to your view at the top right of the screen, go to your view, you can change the view.
Thanks, it's already correct.
Play with the view.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Thanks, Sunette. All right, let's carry on, guys. So you're going to get 15% a month, and I think in any terms, that's a great return. But when we looked at this, we said, okay, Tennis and myself were working through this. We worked and said, how do we maximize? How do we take this one step further? So we then looked at it, and one of the things that we're able to do is buy multiple memberships on multiple positions. So let's say I now bought another position of $1,000. That position, so that's $1,000 position. And let's say I referred myself, which I'm fully entitled to do, and I'm earning 0.5%. That would mean that I am essentially earning $5 today, just like I am on this position. However, because I'm sharing the opportunity to myself or to others, I'm entitled to a percentage of a commission, and it's broken down to 20% on the first level, 15% on the second level, 10% on the 3rd, 5 on the 4th, 5 on the 5th, 5 on the 6th, and on it goes down to 20 levels. So that means because I referred myself, I am entitled to 20% of that $5, which becomes what we call accelerated rewards, which means it allows me to get my $3,000 faster. So how much would that be? I would then say take 20% multiplied by the $5, and that means I'm getting $1 extra today. So just by me signing or putting an investment of $1,000 underneath myself, referring myself for working with my capital, I'm now earning an extra $1. So let's bring that dollar into the equation. I was earning $5. I pull that $1 down, and now I'm earning a total of $6. So let's see what that impact that has on my monthly earning percentage. Well, we know that there's 30 days in the month. We know we're earning now $6 because we can see that over there. And if I go 30 multiplied by 6, that means I'm earning $180. So what effect does this have from paying my money back? So I would say I take the $1,000 divided by 6, means I only need 166 days to get my initial capital back. And if I do this on the 3,000 and I divide it by the 6, that means I'm only going to take 500 days to get my money back. So what percentage changes happened? So we know that we were getting 15% here. If we just take a normal position, there's 15%. So what if we know we got $180 divided by 1,000? That has now taken us to 18%. So just by restructuring one position, we've been able to increase our return to 18% over here. So let's change it up a bit. Let's say, like in my position, I'm not really a major networker. That's not my focus. I invest money, I leverage money, I work with capital for investors and also for some corporates. So let's say now I was to put $10,000 underneath here. How does that affect the equation? Well, I'm still earning 0.5%. So that now raises that to $50. And where I was earning $1, I'm now earning $10. So if I put that $10 in the equation like we have here, I have now increased my return to $15 a day and now 45% return, which means based on my referral or the way I've structured the capital, I am earning 45% on that 1,000. So what does that mean from an overall earnings point of view? So let's say we know we put $1,000 in. That's the one over there, the original 1,000. We know we've added another $10,000. So that's collectively a total investment on my part on buying membership packages of $11,000. And what am I earning off that 11,000? So we know we're earning the $5 originally. We know we're earning the $10, and we know we're earning the $50. So that's the total earnings. That is bringing us $65 back. So what is that from an earnings perspective? So 65 divided by 11,000 means that we're now earning at a rate of 0.591% per day. And what does that mean from a month perspective? So if we multiply that by 30, and keep in mind some months obviously have 31, we now have increased that to 17%. And the reason why this is a little bit less than what we're earning here is because the majority of the 10,000 is sitting directly under. So when we looked at it, we thought that was great, but let's take it one step further. What if we can structure this in a better way to get even more income? And we come up what we believe is got the ultimate structure. What if I was earning on all these percentages and I structured this accordingly? So that would change the equation to say, right, not only am I earning the $10, I'm going to be earning the 10. If I add this all up together, what does this now mean? So instead of earning $10, I'm earning $30. And let's see how that changes the equation on all sides. So you see the $10, I'm going to replace that now with the 30. So equals $30. Can you see the 30 has changed there? So immediately we've jumped up to 23.18%. And I'm now going to be getting my money back here in 28 days. I'll be getting my 1,000, and 85 days I'll be getting my $3,000 out, which means that 1,000 is now earning at 105%, and my overall average is earning at 23.18%. What makes Hyperfund outright, in my opinion, one of the best things in the market right now is, firstly, it's who's behind the company and the credibility. I did 3 months due diligence on this business before I even took a breath and before Tinus and I even spoke about it. In fact, we weren't really looking to network this business at all. We were actually just sharing this opportunity because we want everybody else to benefit from what we find as well. So the first thing that really makes us very powerful, number one, is that you are 3 timesing your money. You're taking $1,000 and you're moving it up to 3,000. So that's number one. The second thing that's very powerful is that we've taken this from 15%. Let me put this here. And we now have rocked this up to, let's call it, it works out to roughly 24% when you look at the structures in total. And the third thing that makes this extremely powerful is that once you've bought a membership package, you have the ability to repurchase a package not at $1,000, not at $500, not at $300, but at $50, which makes the ability to compound interest, the 8th wonder of the world, very quickly. So here, the third thing that's most important is that you can rebuy into the system with $50 increments once you have secured a package. So people say, well, what's really the difference, Rory, between 24% and and 15%? Does it really make that much of a difference? Absolutely. So we take 24% divided by 30, meaning 30 days. That's 80% return. I'm going to go even more conservative. I'm going to look at working this at 22%, even less conservative than what we got right here. And I'm going to call up a compound calculator and show you the impact of how important compound interest is and what impact this has on your business. So let's find a nice generic compound calculator. So this is a nice one. Just going to show us some nice things. Now it's got annual interest. I want daily interest. Let's try this one. I think this is a nice one. So let's say we put in $10,000. Can everybody see this? Can everybody see this?
Yes, Rory.
Sorry, okay, sorry, I thought I might have gone offline for a second.
Yes,
And then
Rory.
the daily interest rate is 0.5%. So remember, 0.5% gives you 15% a month, right? Let's look at this over a year. And we reinvest our money after a year. And with cryptos, we trade every single day in the markets, not just Monday to Friday. It's Monday to Sunday. It doesn't stop. So we earn Monday to Sunday with Hyperfund. So we take $10,000 and at 0.5%, that means we've increased our $10,000 to a profit margin of $51,000 at a total return of 61. Now remember, just by tweaking the structure, we went from 0.5 to 0.74. We actually went to 0.8, but I'm not even going to put 0.8. I'm just going to put 0.74. Let's see what impact that has on the profit at the bottom, just by increasing from 0.5 to 0.74, which is less than half what my original percentage is. Let's calculate that. I go from a 51,000 profit to $137,000 profit. And that is the impact of just one aspect of what we've been able to tweak out in the system. So when we have a look at this, and I'd like to thank obviously Tinus and also Shane You know, we put a lot of work into these spreadsheets to make it work. I put a lot of hours in, Tinnis as well, and Shane came up with the spreadsheet that we've used. We've come up with an ultimate structure that we believe gets the best results. Now, you don't have to have all this kind of capital to work with. You can start as simple as 1 with level 3, 4, or 6, but we've taken what we believe is an ultimate structure. And if you took $17,000 here, we're going to use this as an example, and I'm just going to reset everything so I can show you how that works, how the spreadsheet works. The question is, how much am I going to earn? Now, this is pretty accurate. And again, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not promising anything. This is based on our experiences. This is based on what we've gone through. So we know that we got $17,000 you can see we've reduced this to 0.72% to be a little bit more conservative. You start out at $122. By the end of 30 days, that would have compounded and grown to $150. And you can see on the left here, every time that we get enough to buy a $50 package, we buy $100, $100, and then there's accumulation, 150, etc. And this compounds over and over again. In 6 months, we've been able to take it from $122 to $445, and that is an earnings of $13,000 per month. After a year, you're earning $1,600 per day and $50,000 per month. And keep in mind that because there's a 3x, your drawdown, in other words, you still got to draw down, is $471,000. So what we always like to do is make sure that we mitigate risk as best as possible. And what we've been doing is saying, okay, well, let's put our investments in, let's buy our memberships. After month 4, what I like to do is get all my capital out. So let's say we pull out 358.56. That's going to pull out $10,000. I put in $17,000, so I'm still a bit short. So let's pull out $275,000, $275. That's going to give me $19,000 back. That will give me back $313,000, which means I am no longer at risk. Even though I've taken that capital out, I'm still earning from after month 6, $10,000, $12,000, and it keeps increasing. And what we've been doing is we've been taking this capital out, buying Bitcoin, and using Bitcoin as a loan functionality to put back in. But even if you decided not to do that, and you decided, well, gee whiz, I would like, let's just give ourselves a salary. Let's say we start out with $150 for 3 months, 75,000 Rand. And then we just decide to up it to $200 a day, and we decide that we're going to earn 100,000 thereafter. What does that do to the equation? You can still see, even though you've pulled this money out, you are still earning and still can draw out additional capital here. And you will still have $1.6 million to draw down, or after 1 year, $270,000 to draw down, even though you've pulled out all your capital and you've pulled out an income from month after month 6. So this is the power of what we've been able to put together. And this is why we're wanting to share it with everybody, is that this is, for us, has been quite eye-opening and remarkable to be able to, and we feel there's nothing that really competes with this in the marketplace. And if you combine this with the loan function, and we put loans in and leverage capital, etc., the earnings are absolutely exponential when it comes from there. So I'm just going to end off by quickly just running through some more credibility about the company. And then I think I'm going to open it up to questions. If there's anything, maybe I can touch on the Hyperpay app as well. But here's Sam Lee being interviewed by CNN. These are little videos you can watch, etc. There's Sam being interviewed by Microsoft. I think what I'll do is I'll download them and upload them so you can watch them. Here's Ryan Chu, the Martian. This is in a little secret mine. This is one of the first mining operations that they put together. Here you can see Ryan Chu with CZ. CZ is a legend in the marketplace. He's everywhere. If you go to all these functions, Ryan Chu, here's the kingpin in this, all of this. As I said, I reckon definitely top 5 influencer when it comes to cryptos in Asia, and in the world, definitely top 10. You can see him with political influence, whether it's Donald Trump, whoever else. And over here, this is Chinese's state broadcast television that broadcast to over 1 billion viewers in China. So this is Ryan being interviewed on cryptocurrency, where things are going, etc. Here you can see, Sam integrating with the different guys. This is the president of Switzerland. Wherever you go, they've been working. Yes, with Russia. You've been working with Indonesia. You've got the guys here working with Pakistan over this side. You've got Australia. So they've really been working with all the different countries and showing them how to bring blockchain into everyday government and observation. The other thing is, don't just take my word for it. Go out and do your own research. Go and look at what's happening. They also partner with 4 strong universities, Monash, etc., Purdue, and they have sponsored a lot of development money, but also they've been doing that because they've